So let's talk about the next game. So we already talked about real estate, tax liens. Now let's talk about defaulted discounted notes. Every time you buy a piece of property, there's two documents that are created, the mortgage and the note are the main ones. The note is what the lender gives to you that details out how much money they loaned you, what the rate of return is, the interest rate, the monthly payments, and dictates exactly how they recoup their collateral if you default on them and don't pay them. So those instruments, the note particularly, you can buy and sell those. Most people don't even know this. You could sit on your laptop. There's people that do nothing but buy and sell notes all day, and you could do the same. The reason you would buy a note is because you can get it at a discount. So that note, that instrument, comes with a monthly stream of cash flow. After that has what they call seasoned, which is typically about 3 to 6 months of you being able to document the payments coming in off that, then you can sell that note to investors. Because maybe, let's just say for an example, you loaned $100,000 on that note. You're getting $800 a month in payments, so it's nice cash flow, but you run into an emergency and you need that lump sum of cash to be able to take care of that emergency. So how do you turn that $100,000 note, which is only worth $800 a month income to you, and turn it into cash to take care of your problem? Well, you can sell it to a note buyer. So say the note buyer has $80,000 or $90,000, it's all negotiable, but you could buy that $100,000 note that's spread out over 20 years, 10 years, whatever the term is, and you could buy it at a discount from that person that needs to liquidate that note. So you could buy a $100,000 note for 80 grand, and now you get the monthly payments that are coming in. Now, a great strategy is to buy second mortgages, because second mortgages are basically worthless. If the first mortgage holder has at least an 80% position on that property, then if that property were to default, the borrower default on that thing and it needed to go to auction, 9 times out of 10, there's not going to be enough money generated at the auction to pay off the first note and the second mortgage holder, third, fourth, whoever's in line behind the first. So second mortgages are usually worthless if the person defaults on you. So at that point, the second mortgage holder, which is usually the previous property owner, they carried a second mortgage to help that person get their financing from a bank or another lender. So that note is now worthless. They're sitting there, it's doing them no good. You could approach that person and buy that note out for 3 to 5 cents on the dollar all day long, because some money on that note and piece of paper is a way better than no money, which is what they're looking at now. So now that you've bought that note at a substantial discount on a second mortgage that's worth $20,000, if the person defaulted, you could approach that person and buy out that $20,000 second note for $600. It's a steep discount. Now, it's not beneficial to them, but it is to you as a real estate investor. You're not doing it for the note. I'll teach you how to buy and sell notes to make profit, but there's also reasons to buy a note just to get your foot in the door on negotiating with the person that defaulted. They're still paying the first mortgage, but they defaulted on the second. Now you've got a conversation, a dialogue going between you and that person in the property. There's 100 different strategies on how you can either get them to start paying, get them to give you the property and move them to a less expensive one that they can actually afford, buy out the first note on top of the second so that you got both at a huge discount, and now you own it all. There's so many different ways to benefit and to help the person that's experiencing financial difficulty. Most people are good people. If they had the money, they'd pay their bills. So it's just the fact they don't have it. That's why they defaulted. And once you approach them and show them how, listen, I don't want to take the property from you. Give me control. Let's figure out a repayment plan. If you can't do that, let's move you to another property I have that's less expensive. I'll get the funding for you, the financing for you, so you don't need to go to a bank. Give me this property back and let me monetize it. Then let me teach you how to make some money so that you never get in this position again. Let me teach you the real game of how to make money. So see, it's a whole tribe effort. It's a whole community. It's always a win-win the way we approach things. So now you've got real estate, you got tax liens, and now you've got defaulted discounted notes. Now we'll talk about the last two in the next video.